What up, YouTube? This is Frank. Basically, I wanted to start doing updates on my African cichlid tank. As you can see, it's a little worse for the wear. We have a lot of algae. Everything's pretty much covered in green. And it looks pretty disgusting, honestly. But I wanted to start doing updates on it. So, this is basically what it looks like today. Basically what we have in here are some jewel cichlids. I got these for $10 a piece at a local store. And basically there were a bunch of cichlids in the tank, but these guys, they killed most of them. This is the male, and then there was a female, and they killed two electric blue Jack Dempsey cichlids, and then there were a couple other cichlids that I was able to just move out of the tank, and then there were a couple other fish that also died. So basically it's only jewel cichlids in this tank. As you can see, they got very hostile when they mated, and they did it on this rock over here. They like a nice little flat surface, but basically the male and the female, you know, the female laid the eggs, and then they moved the eggs behind this little rock thing, or this wood piece here, and they hid them for a couple days, and then they were very hostile. They killed basically anything that came anywhere near the tank. So I quickly decided, all right, let's move everybody who's in this tank into another tank, because otherwise they're going to die, and in the process they're probably going to eat some of these babies. It's kind of why the tank looks like a mess, because I took everything out of it, because these guys are real fast. It was hard to catch them. So I ended up taking pretty much everything out so that I made it very easy on me to catch them. They didn't have any place to hide. But basically what we have here is, this is the male. And I really wanted to start doing updates on this because, you know, what's been going on is crazy. The other day, I came in and the female had laid more eggs on the rock. Now these babies have probably been, this is probably like 2-week-old fry, maybe. They've aged tremendously, but I'd say probably like 2 weeks. But anyway, 2 days ago, the female laid eggs on the rock again. And, you know, it looked normal, you know, everything looked fine. You know, it looked like the male was going over to fertilize them and everything was fine and that they were going to have more babies. I came in the next morning and it was really weird, you know. I was like, you know, there's no eggs on the rock. Now, last time they moved the eggs and they put the eggs back, you know, back in here, like between this, they kind of wedged them and they stuck them kind of on the roots. They've thrown everything apart. Everything is such a mess, but they hid the eggs back in there. So, you know, I was like, okay, maybe they hid the eggs, but their behavior was off. They weren't guarding them. Now, I understand there's no other fish in the tank for them to guard them from, but as their parental, you know, instinct, I assumed that they would still guard the fish, because I don't know how smart they are. I don't know if they don't know that there's nothing else coming into this tank. For all they know, there could be something they've never seen that could attack their eggs. You know, so I thought, you know, they'll probably guard them. Now, like I said, I woke up, you know, there were no eggs and they weren't guarding anything. So I was like, this is very, this is interesting. I'll let it play out. I'll see what happens. Day goes by. I wake up the next morning. I look around the tank, you know, I see the male, and, you know, as you can see, he's kind of discolored, you know, washed out very much. But a lot of it seems to maybe be due to his behavior, is what I've seen. But basically, he used to be a very sharp red color, and you could see all the blue throughout his fins. But this gray was like a red color. So he's, you know, I saw him and I'm like, you look really weird. Like, you look like you just murdered somebody. And I looked at my first instinct when I can't find a fish, you know, it's like, all right, let's scan the surface, you know, hopefully they didn't die, but it's the quickest, you know, look. So I scanned the surface, I look around, and for sure, the female was laying there dead. And, you know, I didn't do any water changes or anything recently to mess with the water chemistry, and nobody else died. Everybody else looks, you know, relatively fine, except for this male's discoloration, which I think is behavioral. Most of what I've noticed with cichlid coloring is due to behavior. Obviously health affects it too, but most of what I've noticed they're changing color is due to behavior. He's hungry. Look at him. He keeps going right back and forth. But anyway, I was incredibly, went 2 days ago, they were laying eggs on the rock and it looked really promising. I have a ton of babies in the tank already. I was hoping maybe I could get some more fry and that'd be great. We could raise a whole bunch of jewel cichlids and then maybe I could, get rid of some of them and trade them or do whatever. But there were no eggs, and then next thing you know, he kills the female. So I'm really hesitant because I think that there's something wrong with him. I think maybe he's got something wrong with his head or something. I think he killed the eggs. I think he killed the females. And I'm worried that he's going to kill these fry. Now, they seem to be quick enough to be getting away from him. And he looks like he's going towards them. But I've been watching him, and he hasn't, singled one out or hunted one yet. They dart away because they're scared, but he doesn't really do anything. So I'm really worried. And I kind of want to remove him from the tank. But I don't really have any other place to put him. But I want to see these babies grow up. I don't, I'll risk his life over every single one of these guys' lives in the tank because there's about, 40 of them. I know you can't really see them. They're all over the place and they're tiny. But he's been really hostile. He's been a major problem, so I'm going to continue monitoring him. And maybe we'll have to get rid of him. But basically, I'm going to take you through my transformation of this tank. I'm going to try and negate any of this algae that I can. I've had very little luck with it so far. And redo everything. Because like I said, I took out all the rock work and everything that was in the tank, besides the plants, when I was trying to catch the other fish to get the other fish out of the tank. Got the other fish out of the tank, but he was incredibly hostile. I would put the pump in to pump the water. I would put the tongs in to, move plants around. Or I would try to do it with my hand, and he immediately comes running over. And he'll just snip at it and go at it. He's really aggressive. So I had a problem, and I was like, all right, he's just got a bunch of newborn fry. He's going to be super aggressive right now. And so was the female. They were both being really aggressive. So I left it alone. It looks like a mess, but I'm going to try and redo all of it. He's a small fish. It freaks me out, but when I put my hand in the tank and he comes running over like a piranha to snap at it. But I think I just got to make him a little scared of it so that he doesn't come over. He's really aggressive. I'm going to feed him real quick. Let's see how many. Look, when I do it, they come running over. He knows. They're smart. See, you can see them now. They all came out because they know there's food. Before, they were all like hiding and scrounging around the ground. But like I said, they've been growing. We're at like 2 weeks now. They've been putting on some good size. They're eating all the flakes. They're hunting. At first, they were really dumb and they just didn't know what to do. But it's good that there's algae in here because they eat the algae off the plants and the rocks, and they mess through the sand and they pick up what they can. So they're good at scavenging like that, but they've just now started to realize, hey, when the flakes come in, get the flakes. So they're getting smarter. These fish have been, the jewel cichlids have been very good at monitoring their kids, because all the time, when they were growing up, like you see how he's spitting that out? He'll chew it up and he'll spit it out so that his fry can get it. And they were very good parents, guarding the fry. Because the only other fish I've had success with breeding were guppies. But the problem is the guppies will eat all the babies that they can. They don't care. They don't know. They're dumb. They're very dumb. But him, he has such a parental instinct. But I thought it was really weird that he killed the female. I think maybe he thought the female was going to breed with another male, and that, his fry, we're going to have to compete with another set of fry, because like I said, they jump out of the way, but he doesn't really jump to attack them at any point. He seems very calm around them, so I think I want to keep him with them. But yeah, basically I want to take you through updates on this tank and, you know, show you it and see how it goes, because like I said, you know, there's been a lot that's gone on with it, and I'll take you through the development, and I'm going to redo the whole thing, and like I said, try and clean it up to the best I can. And hopefully I'll get better at this recording and everything, and my hand won't shake the whole time, and the camera won't shake the whole time. But that's all for now. Alright, peace guys, this has been Frank.